Hello, everyone. I'm Dee Lisa. I am the dream doula for women, helping them find their best life. Charel, introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I am Charel Morris. I am a quantum shaman, often referred to right now as a shaman of ancient years.
Mm.
I asked Delisa if I could come and talk with you about a program I have coming up.
Yes, and before we started to hit record, you said something that I think is going to be really evident when you talk about your program, and that is stress cuts our creative energy.
Yeah.
So if you want to live a creative life and we are all creating all the time the life we're inside of, you want to have that be at your fingertips so that you can play with life. You don't want to have so much stress. You can't even do it.
Well, yes. And that's just one of the items.
Yes, yes, yes. Well,
Do
tell me the
not
name of
sleep.
your, tell me
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. Tell me the name of your program.
Instant Zen.
Hmm.
It's not Zen as you might think of it, but it is instant. And the gentleman who trained me, Michelle, was a monk with the Dalai Lama for 10 years. And he brought forth some of his earliest teachings as a monk from, I guess one would consider him the father monk that he trained with. And that monk was around 4,000 years ago. So this lineage and these teachings have gone a long ways. And it just, I was thinking I'm going to sit on the floor with my fingers and such. And yeah, no. He had moved to the United States from France after he left the monastery. And he talked to a lot of the people he knew there who did various kinds of meditational teachings, stress reduction. And he said it all sort of seemed with somebody saying, okay, you just need to sit on the floor for an hour every day and all will be good. If you work in New York City to begin with, not happening. If you're stressed, time is probably one of the things that stresses you.
Right, and carving out an extra hour to sit on the floor with your legs crossed.
Every day, not happening.
Mm.
And now you will feel good. I mean, in that time span, it will be good. But your stress is out the door at your job when your boss flies into the room and screams at everyone because he's set the due date back a week. That's stress. Getting in your car and driving down the freeway one day and somebody's out there moving between cars. That's stress. Not sleeping well. Stressful. There's so much in our culture, and the stress we experience these days is a cultural element. When we stepped on this earth, our body was prepared for flight and fight. We were set. You see a crazy tiger, you get ready, your body's got everything in place to run like crazy or up the tree or whatever it is, and you do it. And you can come through it or maybe not. You may be the tiger dinner, but everything goes back. All the cortisone, all the stuff goes back to where it was. And you're back in balance. If we jump forward a few millennia to probably around the industrial age, where all of a sudden we get up from the table and we are not supposed to have a hot breakfast because that's what they thought was wrong. And you go to work and you're working like crazy and you're on a line, and it evolved and it's evolved. And now we go to work knowing we're going to face email and then need to have some time to do social media and then need to have time for this and time for that. And we don't have time for most of it.
You know what I heard the other day, which is a perfect like visual for me. Some woman was talking about being stressed out, and she said, it's like when I go home, I have all these tabs open. So it's like the computer metaphor. She has all these tabs open in your mind, we said. She goes, yeah, like the tabs are open in my mind.
Yeah.
And I got to close them.
Yeah. If you open all the tabs on your computer runs slow.
Yes.
And we talked about this earlier. I mean, we kind of acknowledge there's brain fog.
Mm-hmm.
Most of us don't understand that it's also stripping our creative energies. And if you run a business, your teams are just not being able to work at their prime best.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to, you want them to. I want to be at my best, just in my own world. But stress is always there. It was referenced in a book I was looking at on this, of it's like, you know, you're in your car and you're at a red light and you've got one foot on the brake and you've got one foot on the gas because you've got to go when it goes green, and it never changes.
Mm.
You're just burning gas, making smoke, and not getting anywhere.
So your
And
program will help people get out of that one foot on the gas, one foot on the brake reality
yeah, very
instantly, because you work with the quantum field.
well. The quantum field is delightful, but this actually will also work in your everyday existence
Mm.
because Michelle is brilliant. But on top of that, what he's created, because he knew it had to be something where you could step out of stress in a matter of a minute or a half a minute. And
Yes, I heard him say the other day, our attention span is 3 seconds. You can't say, take a breath and relax. It goes, too many seconds.
too many seconds, that
One
doesn't work.
second, 2 second, 3 second. If you can get into meditation in the first 3 seconds, that's a gift.
When we do this program, I am going to work with you across 12 weeks. And each time we gather, we're going to work with a different image, all from nature.
Hmm.
We're going to have some different words. And I'm going to present that to you. And you're just going to take in what your mind takes in. You don't have to get all of these words. You don't have, And we have different images for you to look at. And what is happening is you're connecting with this, with the images and the words and what we're talking about. And then I ask you to close your eyes and practice. So you're practicing and getting some words. You have this vision, and all of a sudden you have this memory that's calming, that lets you just relax. And so now you have that in your mind, your brain that remembers everything. And it's a little piece of time. Because I won't do the practice more than maybe a minute, minute and a half. And then we go to the next. And what it is that when something happens, you can choose to bring one of those up. And just, it presents you is probably the wrong word. It moves you into that moment of calm and peace. And you're just in that moment. And you can hold that moment if you want to for a few minutes. You can hold it for a half minute.
I love that, Charel. And I've done some classes with you, so I know how magic it is.
Thank you.
Are truly a shaman. And when you teach somebody something in your way, your meditative way, people might be listening to this and thinking, she's talking very slowly. Well, that's part of her trick. She's talking very slowly while she's hypnotizing you into remembering this thing that's going to give you instant zen, right? Yeah. So, maybe you have to listen to this podcast in double speed. Go ahead and do that, but slow it down for some of her talking because it's awesome. So
It
in these 12 weeks, you're going to meet once a week. And what are people going to get by the end of it?
well, we will be video taping it on Zoom, and
Okay.
they have access to the videotapes. I also, in between all of our little sessions, because we do more than one a night, and there's a lot to go through. I've always been asking people to take a moment and write something down, or maybe draw something, whatever they feel. And I'm creating a journal for this one
Okay.
with my AI stuff and things, because I think having a special place to put this experience and your memories and your thoughts will help you move back into that space as well as watching the video.
Yes.
So those things are there. It's all live. So you have me there. This is not pre-recorded on my part. And so questions can be asked, answers, as I often respond. I could make that up. Yes, I can make up answers if you need answers. And as you might notice, I get sort of funny around it because I think laughing is one of the best things we have to heal stress.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
So it's not
Laughing, laughing.
intense,
Yeah.
it's always light and
Mm.
open because that's how I work. And also, that's how I feel this works for people.
Right.
And there's a lineage of back 4,000 years where the Buddhist monks and the shamans hung out together.
Ooh, I want to hear more about that. I definitely
I just
want
discovered
to
something very interesting today, and if I had the notes in front of me, I would tell you, but that's for a different
know.
time.
That's for another conversation. So to back up to the beginning of this call,
Yes.
Charel is a shaman. Charel will teach you how to have instant Zen in her class that begins at the beginning of September.
Yep. September 3rd, Tuesday evening.
And
It
we'll put in the show notes how to
Yes.
connect with her and find you. Are you going to do any like pre-class
I
workshop?
do. I
and find
do,
out.
and I'm going to put the link, I'm going to get you the link for that.
Okay.
I'm doing a thing called Stress Trap. Um, it'll be three times in the 2 weeks before we start. I don't have the dates in my brain right now. Oh, maybe I have them right here. Hold on.
You can give me this. You can give me the info and people.
Yeah,
So
I'll
there'll
give
be
you that
three
later.
different opportunities to sign up for the stress trap,
Yeah,
where
do
you'll
that.
talk a little bit about it. And even if that's all you do, you'll get something.
Yeah, you will. You
Yeah.
will. And I'll also leave a link if you want to talk to me about this. Because, 12 weeks is a commitment. And I want to make sure it's right for you. Because if it's not, then there's another pathway.
Right. And if this is right for someone, obviously it's a commitment and there's an investment, but on the other end of it, you'll have instant Zen whenever you want it. If you remember what you learn with you, right?
Well, it's you, yes, but the fact your brain never forgets anything. So we're tucking these little jewels in our brains.
So you don't even have to think, ooh, what was that thing I learned? How do I do that? Do I have to sit down for an hour? None of that. It's
No,
already just in there.
yeah.
So it already just works.
Me, I can, I go to the visual.
Hmm.
If I'm feeling stressed or I walk into a situation where there's a lot of stress building, I kind of, I'll take a minute. Most often, one of the images we use is a mountain. And I love the mountain. Sometimes I go diving with my dolphin. We have
Oh,
varying things. And I've noticed my clients, it's like some clients like this kind of thing. Some, I didn't think I would like desert wind. I spent 18 years doing shamanic training with Lynn out in the desert, not my place. Um, but I love the wind and I
mhm.
make the wind. And so I just kind of see that image and breathe the way we breathe with that. And it's like, oh, yeah,
The wind. I can hear Michel saying it in his French accent.
yes.
Be the wind. You are the wind.
Yep.
Someone told me long ago, and then I'll pop out of this because we could talk for hours and hours and hours. My friend Lu Shang, who lives in New Zealand, told me years ago that women control the wind. And she said this after she sailed across the ocean from New Zealand to Washington State. But she said when her partner asked her, is the weather going to be bad? Should we leave now or later? She refused to tell him. She's like, he's got to figure it out for himself. But I know that if I wanted it to be windy, I can make it windy. If I want it not to be windy, I can make that happen too.
Yeah. I'm in New Mexico. I'm in North New Mexico. And I do have a group where we do interesting, odd stuff. Um, and I decided that I really wanted to have more rain this summer.
Hmm.
5,000 feet elevation, high desert. We've had lots of really nice rain this summer. Um, and I'm working with, I brought a very interesting little, I don't even know how to describe it, a dragon. It's all silvery from Beijing. And then Darwin explained to me that in Japan, a silver dragon is water.
Oh,
And so that's kind of one of my focus points. But I'll go outside and talk to the clouds for a while, and and I keep getting things on my phone on the weather thing going. There should be rain in 10 minutes. It'll only last 30 minutes and it's over here. So it's not necessarily on my house because I don't want to be, you know, grabby about it, but it's been very fun. I had rain follow me home one day from Trader Joe's, which is on the other side of town.
I love it. So the rainbow was behind you as you drove
No, the
home.
clouds. The clouds were right behind me. And then I went this way and that way, and they just went over to my house.
Oh my gosh. So
It's,
that's another class though, managing the weather probably. That's
yes.
for the advanced students who've already taken instant Zen. So look in the show notes for how to sign up for her classes, courses, free stress trap workshops, and all that
Yes.
jazz. And thanks for listening.
Thank you. Thank you, Delisa.